Sara Gilbert's name immediately evokes a flood of memories for those who loved the popular show Roseanne. Sara has, since her days as Darlene Conner-Healy, faced a number of personal obstacles that have undoubtedly shaped who she is now. It has not been simple for her to deal with issues of celebrity, relationships, and identity. All the glitz, sensitivity, and strength that make up her complicated life are here in her story. Born Sarah Rebecca Abeles on January 29, 1975, in sunny Santa Monica, California, Sara Gilbert is an American actress and singer. Her Jewish parents are Harold Abels and Barbara Cowan. Julia Crane was a dancer who was once called Miss Brooklyn, and her famed grandfather Harry Crane created the Honeymooners. Her grandpa, on the other hand, was from New York. She took Paul Gilbert's surname in 1984, the surname of her mother's first husband. Hollywood is full of Sarah's relatives. Her older half-siblings are Joseph, a brother, and Patrice, a sister. Melissa and Jonathan Gilbert, two elder adopted siblings, were Little House on the Prairie stars. While she was married to actor Jonathan, her mother Barbara, who had previously wed her father Paul, adopted Jonathan and Melissa. Paul suffered a cerebral hemorrhage in 1975 and died as a result. Her parents, Harold and Barbara, filed for a dissolution of their marriage shortly after Paul's death. Sara decided to become an actress in 1984, therefore she changed her last name from Abeles to Gilbert. Barbara Crane, her mother, had a long history in the entertainment industry as a talent manager and producer. Sara aspired to follow in the footsteps of her elder half-siblings, who were successful in their fields and who were full of life and talent. Little House on the Prairie inspired her to follow in her siblings' footsteps and become an actress after seeing the amazing things they accomplished on stage. At the tender age of 13, she had already been in several television films and even a Cool Aid commercial before her breakthrough. On Roseanne, she played the part of Darlene Conner, the witty middle kid. The show chronicled Darlene's development from a politically active and creative preteen to a politically active adolescent. Sara was a regular cast member for all 9 years of the show's existence, 1988 to 1997. A narrative for an episode in the 4th season called Don't Make Me Over was even written by her because of how crucial she was to the entire system. The producers had to make some serious adjustments to the show's timeline and plot points because of her invaluable feedback on Roseanne. She was able to continue her education at Yale while still appearing on the show, and she filmed Darlene's scenes in New York instead of Hollywood. She was nominated for 2 Emmys for Best Supporting Actress in 1993 and 1994 and received 3 Young Artist Awards between 1991 and 1993 for her hilarious and spot-on portrayal of her character's adolescent life. Sara moved beyond television. Additionally, she was able to get into the film industry by collaborating with Drew Barrymore on 2 occasions. Poison Ivy was their 1992 debut together, while Riding in Cars with Boys was their 2001 reunion. In 1999, she was also a part of Light It Up. Her father's financial situation was precarious, in contrast to her own considerable fortune. Prior to his 1983 divorce from her mother, he had a prosperous career as a lawyer. At first, Sara was there for him when he needed financial assistance. However, their relationship became more strained as the request persisted. According to her recollection, I was earning more money than a typical adolescent should have been when I was 18 or 19. His role as my father was all I wanted. She decided to cut off her financial support to her father after a while, but she eventually understood how tough it must have been for him to even ask. Do what's best for your loved ones when it comes to your family. Sara became Harold's main caregiver in his later years when he felt unwell, and she remained so until his death. After turning him down for financial aid when he really needed it, she made an effort to make amends. In the years following her stint on Roseanne, Sara went on to star in a number of supporting roles in films and TV shows, including High Fidelity and the short film $30, also known as $30 as part of the Boy's Life feature. Persona Non Grata, a 1998 short film she directed, was her attempt at filmmaking. During the Williamstown Theater Festival in Massachusetts in February, she made her stage debut in a production of Hot L Baltimore. Among Sara's television appearances are 24 with The Simpsons, Will and Grace, Law and Order, Private Practice, and Special Victims Unit. Starting in February of 2004, Sara resumed her TV game after school. She was a regular on the hit hospital drama playing the role of sassy medical student Jane Feigler. She made guest appearances in seasons 11 and 13. She had an appearance on the WB network sitcom Twins in February 2005. The gig, however, was brief, since a network merger led to the show's cancellation after only one season. As Fern Welch, she made occasional appearances on the CBS comedy The Class. Her role as Leslie Winkle, Leonard Hofstadter's bright sidekick, played by Johnny Galecki, aired on The Big Bang Theory from 2007 to 2010. Collaborating with Galecki was nothing new for her. He played the role of her on-screen romantic interest in Roseanne, her debut television series. They happened to be playing the role of a possible romantic interest on The Big Bang Theory at the same time. Season 2 of The Big Bang Theory saw Sarah's role strengthened thanks to her commitment to the part. She had transformed into the romantic interest of Galecki's and Howard Wolowitz characters. Up until February of 2009, this went on. It became increasingly difficult for the show's writers to incorporate her into the plot at this time. That is how Sarah's status went from regular cast member to occasional guest star. Bernadette Rostenkowski and Amy Farrah Fowler became more prominent, and her character Leslie Winkle was pushed to the background. The fact that she was free to pursue other endeavors, such as co-hosting and conceptualizing the popular discussion show The Discussion, which premiered on October 18, 2010, was a fortunate turn of events. As the show's producer and creator, she excelled to the point where she was honored with a Daytime Emmy in 2016 for Outstanding Entertainment Talk Show. Sarah finished her tenure as co-host 3 years after she started. She subsequently became an executive producer for Roseanne's revival. On March 27, 2018, ABC picked up the 8 episodes and began showing them. There was a lot of positive anticipation for the show. Everyone from viewers to critics was gushing over the ratings increase. They used this to solidify the decision to return for a second season. However, on May 29, 2018, the celebration was abruptly ended after an individual caused controversy online by posting derogatory remarks against Valerie Jarrett, a former aide to Barack Obama. Due to the drama, ABC decided to cancel the revival after only 1 season. Although Sarah clarified that the show and she were unrelated to the social media controversy, this disclaimer did not influence the final decision. The show's own stability had been under question for some time. It was said that such threats were practically yearly on set, but Roseanne had vowed to quit herself. If Dan Connor was to leave the show, the executives contemplated canceling production altogether. Nevertheless, ABC wasted no time in transforming the Roseanne scandal into a fresh opportunity following the show's cancellation. They officially announced the spin-off series, The Connors, on June 21, 2018. With the exception of a handful of characters, this program would include the same beloved Roseanne cast. Not only did Sarah star in the series, but she also served as its executive producer and called the shots when it launched in October 2018. By combining Sarah's TV company with Werner Entertainment, she and Tom Werner, a seasoned producer, formed the formidable Sarah plus Tom in 2019. They worked together professionally for 30 years. Sarah had to leave her role as co-host of the talk after 9 seasons due to the beginning of this cooperation, which was a byproduct of their successful partnership with the Connors. Upon the start of season 10 in the fall, Marie Osmond took her spot on the CBS daytime talk show. Sarah has served as an executive producer for multiple shows, including The Connors and a new one called The Pradeeps of Pittsburgh. Sony Pictures Television and Amazon Studios brought this 8-part series to existence, and each episode aired for 30 minutes. The multi-talented celebrity never slowed down and dabbled in many forms of expression outside of film and television. Sarah looked to her personal relationships as a source of fulfillment in addition to her work. While she was a teenager, she began her romantic adventures with Gina Galecki, who co-starred with her on Roseanne and later on The Big Bang Theory. She came to terms with the fact that she was bisexual during this time. Coming clean to the public was a difficult process for her, since she recalled saying, "I dated Johnny Galecki for a while when I was a teenager." She confessed that she continued with the relationship despite being 18 years older than her partner. "While we were on Roseanne, he was my husband and lover. Because he was so cute, I became completely smitten with him. When we started dating, he'd come to visit and we'd kiss, but then I'd feel down. Even after this came to light, she and Galecki maintained their friendship. Ollie Alder, a TV producer, and Sara started dating in February 2001. Together, they have raised 2 children. Sara gave birth to a girl, Sawyer Jane, in August 2007, and Alder had a son, Levi Hank, in October 2004. The breakup between her and Alder was regrettable. Sara was heartbroken to witness the end of her relationship, even if she doesn't know why they broke up. She found herself lost in profound self-reflection after the breakup. The validity of marriage is being called into question, she said. While I was in a committed relationship, I have never actually walked down the aisle. I'm finding it difficult because our relationship has ended. How do these couples, who are clearly in their 60s, manage to keep going strong? In what ways is it prolonged? My hope is that I can also believe it. Sara led a life of secrecy for a long time because she refused to talk about her sexuality in public. She then made a major move in July 2010. She made her sexual orientation public right before her talk program, The Talk, debuted. Sara admitted that she still gets nervous whenever she discusses her sexuality on the show or in public after the unexpected disclosure. Even when I put on an appearance of self-assurance or crack jokes, I can't help but wonder, what is this doing to my professional career? It has not been a picnic for Sara on the road to sexual acceptance. In her early career, the actress was more reserved about her identity. However, her Roseanne co-star and ex-boyfriend Galecki was essential in helping her accept herself. Because Sara was worried about how it might affect her acting career, she hid this aspect of herself for a long time. But she felt safe enough to explore and accept her sexuality with the unfaltering understanding and support of her ex-boyfriend Galecki. According to Sara, who was visibly upset as she recounted the events, Johnny was incredibly encouraging throughout her ordeal. He provided support that a straight male co-star might not have felt the need to provide. I am really happy and appreciative for my life. And it's not that I don't love being myself, she went on to say. For example, I still had a small part of me that thought, oh, wow, even after I got engaged. I must inform everyone now. Noting that she had warned Galecki about talking about this on The Talk, she also recounted a heartwarming moment. As a token of his undying love and support, he even offered to be on the show and hold her hand as she did it. Sharing sweet throwback images on social media, it's clear that these two are each other's biggest fans. Their friendship shines through in every photo, whether it's a promotional still from Roseanne's first season or a contemporary selfie. I think Sara Gilbert's genuine heart has kept me sane in this crazy industry town for all these years, thanks to posts like this one. Loving you, Soap. These two are obviously perfect for each other. Though their romance as teenagers was brief, Galecki and Sara's friendship has endured for decades, and that is admirable. In 2018, Sara gave the finest account of their friendship when she talked about how they were together on and off screen. We simply have an undeniable chemistry. It's incredibly rare. Some individuals share it with you while others don't, and we count ourselves incredibly lucky to have it. He is very much like a family member to me. She fell in love with Linda Perry after breaking up with her ex-partner. Photographers captured Sara and the ex-front woman of 4 Non-Blondes out for a stroll over the weekend, and Sara informed her fellow talk panelists on one episode that their developing romance had been exposed. While out, the paparazzi caught me, and my new romance became headline news. I wasn't expecting to see it so prevalent so quickly. It caught me unawares. Sara and Linda's romance blossomed in 2013, and they were married on March 30th, 2014, after their engagement had been secret since 2013. The birth of their son, Rhodes Emilio Gilbert Perry, on a special day in February 2015, brought their love story to a new level. Even though Sara and Adler pretended their breakup was mutual at first, Adler allegedly felt deeply betrayed when Sara wed Linda. Sara allegedly caught her long-term partner Adler entirely unaware when she dumped him for Perry, according to the rumors. Someone close to Allison said that the engagement of Sara and Linda was the last straw. Who or what caused Sara and Adler to split up is unknown. Even though Sara has had a prosperous career in public speaking, she has always made an effort to keep her personal life out of the spotlight. Gilbert chose to leave out any mention of her private life in the CBS press release for The Talk, even though her co-hosts included their spouses. She had been very forthright in explaining why she had made this decision. I should probably share more about my life since this is a talk show. However, I didn't think a CBS News release was the best venue to do it. Maybe she didn't feel comfortable sharing her story in a formal press release because of its impersonal tone. According to her, it felt impersonal, and she would prefer to meet with you in person to discuss the matter. She explained that she had trouble prioritizing self-care and spending quality time with her 3 children after leaving the talk. Since being a guest on a small talk show usually means less privacy, this highlights her desire for more of it. She claims that it's reassuring to know that she doesn't have to bring up any private issues in her life anymore. It was my hope that my appearance on the show would serve as a spiritual and mental challenge for myself, but I'm ready to let go of that goal now. Sara shows great regard for her personal space and boundaries in the way she shares personal details about her life. She capped any private to show that people can and should have control over the story told about their own lives, especially in this age when the lives of celebrities are sometimes the object of great public scrutiny. Not only did Sara crave for solitude, but her body was also showing the effects of the various professional responsibilities she had held for so long. She stopped exercising altogether after the birth of her 3rd kid. She felt emotionally and physically exhausted from the tight schedule. Something had to give, she realized. She took a straightforward step toward regaining control of her health. A mere 15 minutes of her day would be set aside for physical activity. According to her, exercising had positive effects on her mental and physical health, so she decided to include it back into her daily routine. Even an hour-long yoga practice would sneak into her schedule every now and again. Her body and mind were both helped by these deliberate motions. Her health was no longer neglected. She had rediscovered the power of regular self-care by making it a priority to spend only 15 minutes each day. Her perseverance and dedication had finally paid off. After 5 years of being together, Sara and Perry decided to end their marriage and file for a formal divorce from Linda. As the grounds for their split, she stated irreconcilable disagreements and indicated their date of separation as August 13, 2019. Due to the inclement weather, the once inseparable pair was legally split by December 27, 2019. At the 2020 Art of Elysium Gala held at the Hollywood Palladium in January, Linda discussed her friendship with Sara. "Things happen," she continued. "All you can do is accept them for what they are. Sara and I are still on an amazing journey. She is the one. Her beauty is irresistible to me." Regardless, 2 years following their separation, on October 15, 2021, the couple formalized their divorce. Both famous people were required to share parenting responsibilities after being granted joint legal custody of their son. Sara dove headfirst into her job. Luckily for Sara, her immensely popular program, The Conners, was airing again during this time. "I went through 3 months of treatment, but Sara did mention her emotional state. I was able to get it all out after undergoing ketamine treatment. Every emotion I had, every tear I shed, it's all gone. I want to enjoy my life to the fullest," she says. "We do say stuff like it will get better quite a bit, and we mean it. I just want folks to know that it's all right if they still have trouble. It is more akin to a procedure." Sara's candor regarding her method reveals her profound comprehension and empathy. "The road has not been simple, but it does get better." She acknowledges that many are facing a gradual, complex trip. It takes tremendous bravery for her to embrace herself. Having loved ones who are there to lend a helping hand when circumstances go tough is an enormously important factor. Many people are moved by Sara's courage in sharing her tale.